bringing you the latest Arizona high school football recruiting news year-round. This is the Recruiting Roundup on ProsToPreps.com.
Again, a different look this week on the Recruiting Roundup, just like last time when I did it myself, but this time I got Ed Crusher Cole with me. Ed's been attacking the passing league tournaments all around the state of Arizona, most recently the one held at ASU. And Ed, there were 3 players that really stood out to you. All 3 don't have any college offers yet, but you and I both think that they will when all is said and done for their high school career. The first one, Bryce Perkins. Daryl Garrettson was a great quarterback at Chandler High School for a few years. Bryce Perkins is the next in line. His older brother Paul was a running back at Chandler. Now he's taken over as quarterback for the Wolves.
I like Bryce because he looks like an RG3 type of person with his mobility and his agility in the pocket. He looked really good last weekend over at ASU. Coach Todd Graham was there. He talked to all the teams that were there, but Bryce really stood out to me because of his mobility, his agility, his arm, his accuracy. He's an all-purpose guy. Last year he was for Chandler, but now he's the man with Garrettson going. So I expect with his athleticism and his ability, his attitude, the way he attacks the game, he's going to be a really big star at Chandler.
From a recruiting standpoint, is there anything new on that front for him, or is he just hitting the ground running?
Well, he said ASU and U of A have kind of reached out to him, so there is some interest on him. So he's other than that, he doesn't have any other schools, but ASU and UCLA, I should say, are on his radar.
Now the second quarterback will stay in Chandler is Zach Whirlinger. He had a very good season last year for Basha, taking over for a very productive quarterback for a couple seasons. It was his first full year as a starter, and they were a pretty productive offense, put up some big points. Now he's going into his senior season, doesn't have an offer yet, but what stood out about him to you when you checked him out at Passing League?
Well, last year, 2,700 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, good numbers to put up last year, Jared. So I like his poise and his accuracy, his mobility as well. He's not as mobile as Bryce is, but he has some mobility to himself, his attitude, his confidence in himself in the pocket, and he's just laser tight with his passing and everything. He's got a good attitude and he's got a good approach to the game.
And did he mention to you what the latest with his recruitment was as well?
No, he just says there are some schools that are looking at him, and he's kind of interested in some, but there's nothing that he's really nailed down. But with his talent, he'll get some looks and some offers.
And then to get away from the quarterback a little bit at the wide receiver position, let's go out to the west side this time. One guy that you were just raving about, Ed, was Darius Gary out of Peoria. Very talented wide receiver, ran some great routes. What stood out about him to you when you checked him out over at ASU?
His routes, he shoots like a laser. He's got that quick first step, and then he hits like a laser. He can hit the inside, the outside, and his hands are so good. When the ball comes to him, as we'll see in the video, he gets it. If it bobbles, he still gets it. He's got like stick-em hands, so he's got that. Plus, he can play the defensive back position, so he's got a dual role over there in Peoria.
So check it out. Jamal Miles, recently a former Peoria Panther, then ASU Sun Devil, now playing in the NFL for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Darius Gary could be the next coming for the Peoria Panthers, making a big step to play college football. Ed Crusher Cole filling in for Jason Jewell today. Thank you very much.
Hope I did a good job. Thank you.
I think you stepped in okay. Make sure you stay with us. Jason will be back next week on the Recruiting Roundup, and we'll have the latest in Arizona high school football recruiting then and throughout the summer, so make sure you stay with us.